कुंज विहारे। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय जशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। जामुन तीर वनचारी। जामुन तीर वनचारी। जामुन तीर। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे। Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya.
Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. A reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter number 19, text number 2 to 14. To 11, 13 I'll read myself. 14 will repeat it. Text number 2. Tataha sapatnam charantam akto bhayam jaganotpatatya gadhaya hanau asuram Akshajaha. Translation. The Lord who had appeared from the nostril of Brahma sprung and aimed his mace at the chin of his enemy, the Hiranyaksha demon, who was stalking fearlessly before him. Text number 3. Sahatate nagadaya vihata bhagavatkara vigurnita patadra reji tad adbhutam iva bhava. Translation. Struck by the demon's mace, however, the Lord's mace slipped from his hand and looked splendid as it fell down, whirling. This was miraculous, for the mace was blazing wonderfully. Text number 4. Sa tada labdhat tirtopi na bhabhate nirayudham manayan sam mridhe dharmam vishwakshenam prakopayan. Translation. Even though the demon had an excellent opportunity to strike, is unarmed without obstruction, he respected the law of the single combat, thereby kindling the fury of the Supreme Lord. Text number 5. Gadayam apavidhayan ahakare vinarghate manaya anashatad dharmam sunabham chasmarad bhibuhu. Translation. As the Lord's mace fell to the ground, and a cry of alarm arose from the witnessing crowd of the gods and rishis. The personality of Godhead acknowledged the demon's love of righteousness and therefore invoked his Sudarshana disc. Text number 6. Tam vyagra chakrama ditiputra dhamena swapashada mukhyena usajjamanam chitra vachotad vidankhet charanam tatra samasam swastite mamam jahiti. Translation. As the discus began to revolve in the Lord's hand, and the Lord contended at close quarters with the chief of his Vaikuntha attendants, who had been born as Hiranyaksha, a village son of Diti. There issued from every direction strange expression uttered by those who were witnessing from airplanes. They had no knowledge of Lord's reality, and they cried, "May victory attend you. Pray, dispatch him. Play no more with him." Text number 7. Satam nishamyatta ratangam agrato vyavastitham padmapalashalochanam vilokya chamasha pariplutenendriyo rushaswadanta chandam adashchasan. Translation. When the demon saw the personality of Godhead, who had eyes just like lotus petal, standing in a position before him, armed with his Sudarshana discus, his senses were overpowered by indignation. He began to hiss like a serpent, and he bit his lip in a great resentment. Text number 8. Karaladam shras chakshurabhyam sanchakshano dahan iva abiplutya swaghadaya hato shriti ahandam dharim ahanadam dharim. Translation. The demon, who had fearful task, started at the personality of Godhead, as though to burn him, springing into the air. He aimed his mace at the Lord exclaiming at the same time, "You are slain." Text number 9. Pada savvena tam sadho Bhagavan yajnashukaraha Leelaya Meshataha Shatroho Praharadvata Ramhasam. Translation. O saintly Vidura, while his enemy looked on, the Lord in his boar form, the enjoyer of all sacrificial offerings, playfully knocked down the mace with his left foot, even as it came upon him with the force of tempest. Text number 10. Aha chayudham athusva gatasvatvam jigishasi iti ukta sa tada bhuyas tadayan vyanandat brusham. Translation. The Lord then said, "Take up your weapon and try again. Eager as you are to conquer me." Challenged in these words, the demon aimed his mace at the Lord and once more loudly roared. Text number 11. Tamsa apattatim vikshya Bhagavan samavastithaha jagraha leelaya praptam gurutman iva pannagam garutmana iva pannaghim. When the Lord saw the mace flying towards him, he stood firmly where he was and caught it with the same ease as Garuda, the king of birds, would seize a serpent. Text number 12. Tva paurushe patihate hatamano mahasuraha Naichad gadham diyamanam harna vigata prabha. Translation. His valor thus frustrated, the great demon felt humiliated and was put out of countenance. He was reluctant to take back the mace when it was offered by the personality of Godhead. Text number 13. Jagrahati shikham shulam jwalaja jwalana lalopan jajnaya dhritarupaya vipraya vicharan yatha. Translation. She now took a trident which was a rapacious as a flaming fire and hurled it against the Lord, the enjoyer of all sacrifices, even as one would use penance for a malevolent purpose against a holy Brahmana. Text number 14. Repeat. Ta ojasa daitya maha bhatarpitham Tad ojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Tad ojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakasa antaha kha udirna didhiti. Chakasad antakha udirna didhiti. Chakasad antakha udirna didhiti. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Harir yatha tarksha patatram ujjitam. Harir yatha taksha patatram ujjitam. Harir yatha taksha patatrat ujjitam. Tadojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakashadantaka udirna didhiti. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Hariryata taksha patatram ujjitam. Tadoshada daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakashadantaka udirna didhiti. Chakrena ichicheda nishata nemina. Hariryata taksha patatram ujjitam. Tadojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakashadantaka udirna didhiti. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Hariryata taksha patatram ujjitam. Tadojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakashadantaka udirna. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Hariryatha taksha patatram ujjitam. Tadojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakashadantaka udirna didhiti. Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Hariryatha taksha patatram ujjitam. Tadojasa daitya mahabhatarpitam. Chakshashadantaka Chakrena chicheda nishata nemina. Hariryatha taksha patatram ujjitam. Word meaning. That trident. Ojasa, with all his strength. Daitya, among the demons. Mahabhata, by the mighty fighter. Arpitham, hurled. Chakasad, shining. Anantakhe, in the middle of the sky, Udirna increased, Dhiti elimination, Chakrena by the Sudarshana disc, Chicheda he cut to pieces, Nishata sharpen, Nemina rim, Harihi Indra, Yatha as Taksha of Garuda, Patatram the wing, Ujjitam abundant. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: hurled by the mighty demon with all his strength, the flying trident shone brightly in the sky. The person at the Godhead, however, tore it to pieces with his discus Sudarshana, which had a sharp-edged rim, even as Indra cut off as wing of Garuda. Translation and repetition. Hurled by the mighty demon with all his strength, the flying trident shone brightly in the sky. The personality of Godhead, however, tore it to pieces with his discus Sudarshana, which had a sharp-edged rim, even as Indra cut off a wing of Garuda. Purport: the context of the reference given herein regarding Garuda and Indra in this: once upon a time, Garuda, the carrier of the law, snatched away the nectar pot from the hands of the demigods in heaven in order to liberate his mother, Vinatha, from the clutches of his stepmother, Kudru, the mother of serpents. On learning of this, Indra, the king of heaven, hurled his thunderbolt against Garuda with a view to respect the inability of Indra's weapon. Garuda, though otherwise invisible, being the Lord's own mount, dropped one of his wings, which was shattered to pieces by the thunderbolt. The inhabitants of higher planets are so sensible that even in the process of fighting, they observe the preliminary rules and regulations of gentleness. In this case, Garuda wanted to show respect for Indra, since he knew that Indra's weapon must destroy something. He offered his wing. This is Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanadimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chukchunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashati Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The chapter, the killing of the demon Hiranyaksha. The Maitreya Rishi speaking to Vidura about the fight between Hiranyaksha and Lord Bhur Varahadeva. Though the fight has begun. The very adventurous fight is happening between Lord Varaha and Hiranyaksha. And Maitreya Muni is explaining the fight was happening, the summoning opponent is throwing the weapon and others is counteracting the weapon. This was going on. So, Idra say the Lord Varaha appeared from the nostril of Brahma. So he came out from the nostril of Brahma. He appeared from the nostril of Brahma. And so Lord Varaha is beating Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha is beating Lord Varaha. This is happening. So, demon Hiranyaksha thrown his mace. And Lord Varaha lost his mace. So, all the devatas are watching in their own aeroplane from the upward. And they encouraging the Lord as the Lord mace fell. So when Hiranyaksha beat Varaha Dev's mace is slipped out. And the cry, alarm arose from the witnessing the crowd, gods and rishis. The personal God had acknowledged the demon's love for teachers and before evoked the Sudarshan. So, when Lord lost his mace in his hand, so there is a etiquette of, there is a two are fighting. The fighting happens, they both have the weapons. If someone is not have the weapon, the rule is that the opponent should not fight. Even though Hiranyaksha is a demon, the Lord Varaha will not have the weapon in his hand. So Hiranyaksha asked Varahadev to take up your Gadha and again he'll fight. So here say, even though he was a demon, but he following the etiquette. So Lord is acknowledged the demon's love of righteousness. So Lord is appreciated, even though he is a demon, but etiquettes are followed. So he appreciated that. Then Lord took up the Sudarshana weapon. So that this Sudarshana weapon is revolving in the Lord's hand. Then Hiranyaksha thrown his way when the Lord holding the Sudarshana weapon. Hiranyaksha thrown his mace Gadha. The Lord simply by his left leg is destroy the weapon. So every places. So here Maitreya Muni is telling, enjoyer of all the sacrifices. Lord is the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. That means every activity is happening in this material world, ultimately Lord is the enjoyer. So for him is enjoyment. It's not that, Lord is beaten up by Hiranyaksha. So Lord is enjoying this fight. So he's an enjoyer all the time. Lord is an enjoyer all the time. There's a fighting, he's enjoying. There's a loving, also enjoying. For every activity, Lord is enjoying. So even this is happening, but the sages, the rishis and devatas are worried about, and they're encouraging the Lord, because they had no knowledge of Lord's reality. This looks like Lord is acting, okay, the mace is slipped out from the Lord's hand. So, for Lord there is no need of a mace. No, even his presence is not required to kill a demon Hiranyakashipu. So still Devatas very caring for the Lord, and they cried out, "May victory attend you. Pray dispatch him. You finish it up. Don't play with him." Earlier also you heard this. Don't play with this demon. He is serpent-like. So in this way the fight was happening. Then demons throw the weapon is again, then again he missed out, the demon's weapon he lost. Varaha is when Hiranyakashipu thrown the mace by his left leg, he smashed it. So then Lord asked, "Take the weapon again." Hiranyakashipu took, and again he tried, again he missed it. So then Lord, one more time he asked, "Okay, you take the weapon, you will fight again." So Hiranyakashipu, of some humility, he not to take up the mace again, you took one trident and fight against Lord. So again he throw the trident towards the Lord Varaha. Lord by his Sudarshana Chakra cut into pieces the trident. You see, hurled my demon, all strength flying trident, shone brightly on the sky, personality of Godhead, however tore it to pieces with his discus Sudarshana, which had a sharp edge rim, even as Indra cut off the wings of Garuda. So like Indra cut off wing of Garuda. There is an incident Prabhupada is quoting in this purport. So there is a history. Kadru and Vinata, they are the sisters married to the Kashyapa Muni. Once these two sisters are playfully going out, they saw Uchchaishrava, horse of the heaven. And Uchchaishrava horse was very bright white. So Kadru showed the Vinata, "See that horse, his tail is black." Actually it was white. If you listen, it's white. So Vinata said, no, it is white. So Kadru said, no, it is black. So there's an argument. Then finally, so now there's a bet, okay, she say white and Kadru say black. So now challenge, okay, now we'll ask some. Then they decided that the bet, okay, if I win, then you become a servant of me for a lifetime. Or if you win, I will become a servant of you for a lifetime. So it's a bet. Finally, okay, now which is tail is white only. So Kadru requested his Kadru's sons are serpents. You order serpents, you go and cover the tail of the Uchchashrava. So it look black. So he ordered then these all the serpents go and covered the tail of the Uchchashrava, and you want to see how it's black. So Vinata becoming lifetime servant to the Kadru. That was a mother of serpent. And Vinata was the mother of Garuda Deva. So now she was a servant for a long time. Garuda want to release for the servantship. So then he asked Kadru, so you to release her, what is to, so she take the advantage and say, okay, you get the nectar, so that I'll give the nectar to my son, children's serpent, so that, because the serpent is fear of the Garuda. So now she want, okay, her son be saved from Garuda. So there is enemies, no? Garuda and serpents are enemy. So now I get nectar from their own enemy, who is a Garuda. So Garuda went, the nectar was in heaven. It kept in a very secure place with a lot of protection. So Garuda went, finally Kadru asked Garuda to get nectar, then I'll release her from my servantship. So to save the mother, Vinita, Garuda went to heavenly planet to bring nectar. So when you are snatching the nectar from the heaven, Garuda came to know that. Immediately, Indra came to know that the Garuda snatching the nectar. So Indra took his thunderbolt, Vajrayudha, and thrown towards Garuda. The Vajrayudha is like that. Once you throw, it won't come without destroying. So now Garuda is invisible. Here Prabhupada says, invisible is the Lord's own mount. So Lord is traveling in Garuda. So Garuda is so pure devotee and so powerful, is personally protected by the Lord. So no one can harm Garuda. Still, Garuda is respected Indra's Vajrayudha by dropping his own wing. Garuda has dropped his own wing, and Garuda and the Vajrayudha destroyed the wing. So here see, Garuda is here Prabhupada say, the inhabitants of higher planets are so sensible that even in the process of fighting they observe the preliminary rules and regulations of gentleness. Rules of regulation, gentleness. Okay, now Prabhupada says how, so respecting the rules and regulations. So Garuda is respected the rules and regulations in the heavenly of the material world. So very important Prabhupada is mentioning here. So for us also there is instruction like the respecting others. This is called Maryada Vyatikrama. Means rules and regulation properly followed and respected. And that is good for a devotee to progress. Learning the respecting the rules and regulations of the institution. So it's called Maryada Vyatikrama. You see, there are a number of examples like followed in a Vedic culture. So Prabhupada speaks about the Maryada Vyatikrama in Bhagavatam. The Lord never tolerates the impertinence of the Maryada Vyatikrama. So Prabhupada speaks in Srimad Bhagavatam. Uddhava was the constant companion of Lord and dear friend. So when Lord winding up his pastimes, Uddhava alone was with the Lord, and Lord was instructing. So Uddhava, when Lord want to wind up, Lord want to leave this world, wind up his pastimes, go back to his original abode. And Uddhava is very unhappy and sad, so he's not able to withstand his separation from the Lord. So then Lord is given instruction to the Uddhava, in my absence what you do. And many things Lord is instructed. When Lord is instructing Uddhava, Maitreya Muni also came there. He was presented. Then Maitreya Muni and Vidura have taken a last instruction from the Lord personally. Then after this instruction, Uddhava is walked and Maitreya went on his own ashram. Then Uddhava is traveling, like then Vidura was on a pilgrimage. He was in moving to different tirthas, pilgrimage places. He met Uddhava. Then he asked so many questions from Buddha, because he know that Krishna is personal friend. And ask this earlier chapter we have discussed all these things. So Vidura is inquiring from Uddhava how the Pandavas, how Krishna, all this. Then Vidura came to know that Lord already left from this world. So then and Uddhava said he was personally was there with Lord. Then he want to take instruction from Uddhava, because he is a constant companion of Lord. So Vidura was very eager to take instruction from Uddhava. He requested Uddhava to instruct him. By age-wise, the Vidura was very much elderly to the Vidura was very elderly to the Uddhava, like a father. So etiquette is that anyone is know the spiritual science, take instruction, but doesn't matter whatever the age. Is you not. This is my Maryada Vitikram. So Vidura is asked, because you are the constant companion of the Lord, you know the science of the Lord. So I want to take lesson from you. And Uddhava was very careful. Because when Uddhava is receiving the instruction from my Lord, Maitreya Muni was there. He was much elderly to both Vidura as well as Uddhava. So Maitreya was living nearby ashram. Uddhava is not take the advantage, okay, I got a disciple, okay, I can instruct him. Uddhava asked, the Maitreya Muni is living nearby. He was also present when our conversation is happening with. So you take instruction of Maitreya Muni. So in this context, Prabhupada is speaking here. One should not eager to become a spiritual master chiefly for the sake of profit and fame, but should become a spiritual master only for the service of the Lord. The Lord never tolerate impertinence of Maryada Vitikrama. One should never pass over the honor due to an elderly spiritual master in the interest of one's own personal gain and fame. Impertinence on the part of the pseudo spiritual master is very risky and progress in spiritual realization. So this to connect. So as we all practicing devotion services, even though we don't know the progress of the spiritual journey, every individual how much you progress, but still there is a hierarchy maintained in an institution for the smooth run of the institution. There are also some rules and set by the acharyas and scriptures, and there are also some other rules and regulations according to the time, place and circumstance also. All the devotees of practicing under the guidance of spiritual master obey the rules and regulations of the institution, so that there is a parallel growth of the institution as well as the every individual devotees. So one should not lord it over the rules and regulation on any other devotee for one's own personal gain, and such Maryada Vyatikrama will bring a havoc in the progress of the devotion service of any devotees. There's a reason a devotee should learn the respect all the other devotees. Doesn't matter senior or junior, whatever may be. But we don't know what the spiritual progression of every individual. So learning, respecting and appreciating the devotees, one respect, not disobey the Maryada Vyatikrama, which is the obstacle in the progress of the devotees. So any progress the devotee is careful about. Only the goal is spiritual advancement. Whatever material gain and loss not at all makes any importance in the spiritual journey of the devotee, right? No? So any material progress it not makes any role in our spiritual journey. If those material progress is for the Krishna's purpose, then it's turn into spirituality. It is for his own upliftment. So there is a mood is that okay, everything in connect to the Krishna and offering him. And as a material gain, one try, then there is a more chances to one to disobey the Maryada is set by the acharyas or the devotees in the temple. So if everyone is cooperate the rules and regulations properly, then it is a great service to the mission, and acharyas bless and Lord is also appreciate such actions. So when you practice in devotions, you should be very careful about this. So like how the Prabhupada gives the example, even these great personalities, Garuda, no need to worry about what Indra is doing, but still he respected that. The system is respected. So very instructive things. Okay, it will continue. Okay, I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.